Hi, everybody, and welcome to Valley Vista High School once again. Tom Berger with you, along with our DSB Live sports broadcasting crew. And we have the softball game for you today between Valley Vista and Agua Fria Owls. Should be a great game. It's a little windy out here, so we may see a few long balls as the wind's blowing out from home plate all the way out to left center field. So that may be interesting for today's game. And we should have a good time with you. Thanks for spending some time with us here on a Thursday afternoon. If you are from Agua Fria, thanks for spending your time with us. We appreciate you tuning in, and we hope that you will enjoy it as much as we enjoy it bringing it to you. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and everything else for you, but we're right after this.
Hi, my name is Susie Hamilton. I'm a senior. I'm number 13, and I play outfield. And after high school, I'm going to go to NAU and study psychology.
Hello, my name is Jadon Solis. I play varsity softball at Valley Vista High School. I'm third baseman. After high school, I plan on going to Scottsdale Community College and continuing my athletic career.
Hi, my name is Addison Strelich. I play for Valley Vista Monsoon Softball. I play shortstop, and my number is number 6. After high school, I plan to do community college, hopefully at GCC or Scottsdale Community College, and hopefully continue my.
Welcome back to Valley Vista High School, and we're getting set for our first of a few our few softball games we're going to get over the air for you and stream. Today's matchup between the Agua Fria Owls and the Valley Vista Monsoon. Valley Vista coming into the afternoon with a record of 0-3, and Agua Fria coming into the afternoon with a record of 0-2. So both teams trying to find their first win of the season so far, and we have a couple of additions to the Monsoon softball team. A couple of young sisters by the last name of Hyde, I believe. Yep, and we'll introduce them to you throughout the broadcast, and had a transfer and came over from the school to the west, as we like to say here at Valley Vista. So we're excited to have them, and we appreciate them coming over and spending some time with us. There you have a chance to look at all the young ladies for our Valley Vista Monsoon softball team. Head coach is Brad Trachty. You know, a little bit about him. Been doing club softball for many years, and I believe one of the art teachers here at Valley Vista does ceramics and does a great job with that program. And so now taking the helm of the Valley Vista softball program, and he'll be here for a while, so we should look forward to some great things for that. On the other flip side, you have Agua Fria. Agua Fria part in the 5A conference, so they're in the 5A level, but they're coming out. And so we've got our PA announcer. Actually, Coach Trachty is handling that duty as well.
Yeah, national anthem.
And so they're going to introduce the seniors from Agua Fria. Actually, they're just going to give the lineup for them. We'll let Coach Trachty give you those names.
Soto, Michaela Price, Celeste Martinez, Mia Razzo, Aubrey Espinoza, and the visiting Owls are coached by Javier Cabrera and Ray Borges. And now for your Monsoon non-starters. Geraldine Garcia, number 11. Cynthia Tenori, number 10. Sabrina Baglio, number 8. Angelina Esparza, number 20. Malia Lacour, number 1. Addison Strelich, number 9. Deja Mesmer, number 5. And Abby Cody, number 4. And for your starters, starting in center field, number 7, Abby Minar. At second base, number 2, Rihanna Rodriguez. Batting third, number 17. Starting at first base, Kinnison Hensford. On the mound, number 12, Bailey Hyde. Number 20 catching, Emily Duran. Starting at shortstop, number 18, Brooke Hyde. And now our official number 9, starting out left field, Kayla Hickman. Starting at third, number 3, Jasmine Solis. And in right field, number 13, Trinity Hamilton. At this time, I would like to ask if you would please stand, remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
And the national anthem done. And going again for a second lap. And the Monsoon have taken the field as we get set for another contest on the softball diamond. Our first of a few broadcasts, as we've mentioned to you. Should be a great time. The kids are learning a lot, and they're having a great time bringing you the camera, different camera angles, and switching and getting all the commercials in and the spots, and just putting together a great program, and they're learning a lot. We do have a camera right up behind home plate, and just kind of hanging up there on the fence. There's a shot right there. You see it, and it'll be great. So it should be a fun time, and I'll be an all-around good broadcast for today. We're going to go ahead and probably take a quick another 1-minute break if we can. And when we come back, it should be time for the first pitch. So we'll take a break and come back right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School, and we get set for the first pitch. Getting set up on the mound, or should I say in the circle for Valley Vista, Bailey Hyde. Bailey kind of coming over from, as we mentioned, Willow Canyon, and we're going to get a chance to come over here and play for the Monsoon, and we appreciate that, and she gets set to go on in the circle. Leading off, it'll be number 10, Dami Espinoza. She's the pitcher of record for Agua Fria. And it's time to get the ball underway. So the first pitch to the young lady, low, ball one. Espinoza is a sophomore. So where's number 10? And in the number 10 grade level. Next pitch is in the dirt, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Hyde trying to find the strike zone, and she's having trouble so far with her first 2 pitches. We'll see what happens on the next one, 2-0. Right down the middle, strike.
Let's go, baby!
2-1 to count. 3-1 to count. So Bailey Hyde behind in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Not wanting to put the lead runner on board, and just did miss on the inside, and she walked her. So Espinoza draws a walk. And that'll bring up Michaela Price. Price for Agua Fria. A junior. She's the catcher on the team. Trying to get the bunt, and they've got Espinoza in a rundown. And did they get her out? Nope. She got under the tag. So Espinoza got caught almost halfway between first and second. But able to get back in time. High, ball 2. It's 2-0 the count. High, ball 3. So Bailey Hyde having a little bit of trouble right now. That rise ball is going a little bit too high. And the wind up, there it is. And strike there right at the chest. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Bailey, working hard.
And ball 4. So the first 2 batters are aboard for Agua Fria, both drawing walks. Espinoza goes over to second. Price will be at first. That'll bring up Alyssa Blythe. Blythe playing third for Agua Fria. And the catcher Duran going out to talk to her pitcher a little bit. And Blythe back in. First pitch to her. High, ball 1. Blythe, the senior at Agua Fria. In the dirt, nice stop there by the catcher. And a 2-0 pitch on the way. In the dirt. 3-0 the count. So young Bailey Hyde trying to find the strike zone. And ball 4. So the first 3 batters are aboard for Agua Fria, and all 3 of them have reached on a walk. Which brings up the cleanup hitter, Jasmine Lopez. Lopez playing shortstop for them. Coach Trackney goes out to the mound to kind of settle some things down. He might be switching pitchers already. And I think so. So, Kinnison Hansford will come in to throw. And 3 walks is enough. Jasmine Lopez will wait as she watches Kinnison Hansford warm up. We're going to take a quick break. We should have about a minute to kill here. We're going to take a break, say hello to one of our sponsors, and then we'll come back right after this.
Hello, I'm Quinn Kellis, Superintendent of the Dysart Unified School District, and this is another Super in 60 Seconds. Today I'm here with Brian Yoder, who oversees our new Dysart Student Broadcasting Live program. They are live streaming events throughout the year to highlight academics, arts, and athletics. And the best part is, it's free for the community to view. Brian, tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Kellis. The beauty in DSB Live is that it is developed and run by our students out here. They are getting great hands-on real-world experience in producing live stream events. Students learn every aspect of the show, including state-of-the-art cameras, TriCasters, they create commercials. We hope that DSB Live allows you to virtually participate in more school events, especially during this pandemic, but also beyond.
Well, thank you so much for all you're doing, and we look forward to watching some of your upcoming programs. This has been another Super in 60 Seconds. We'll see you next week.
Well, we had a little flare, and 2 runs came in to score, and it's 2-0 in favor of Agua Fria. So Jasmine Lopez gets a nice bloop single, and now runners are at first and second, still nobody out.
I think he's you guys' voice too.
In the batter's box right now, Mia Razzo, the first baseman, wearing number 14. Got a strike in there. So Hansford in the circle right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's a good pitcher. Oh,
In the dirt. Everybody stays at their spot. Ball 2.
I know it's hard to throw though, especially when it's windy like that. Oh yeah, when it's windy. Yeah, I feel bad. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, like wind. Just blowing the ball. And I have to adjust everything with socks.
In the dirt, and she draws a walk. And so once again, bases loaded for the Owls. And nobody out. That'll bring up Daisy Lopez. Lopez, a junior, the only junior on the team.
It goes into this.
Looks like we got Gary talking a little bit, making something known to both coaches, I should say. And Lopez will step in. Hansford back into the circle. And here she comes. In there for strike, swung on and fouled away. That was 0-1. Bases loaded. Nobody out here in the top half of the first inning. Little flare, should be an infield fly. Nope. It got and fielded there cleanly there by Hansford, and it's one away. So Lopez pops out. That'll bring up Blythe. Kiera Blythe, the second baseman. In there for a strike. Blythe is a freshman, so having a chance to play with her older sister is probably an opportunity she relishes deeply. Next pitch on the way, foul down. Down the third baseline, so now it's 0-2. So for the first time tonight, a monsoon pitcher is ahead of the batter in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. High ball 1, so 1-2.
Ladies, here we go.
If Blythe gets on, it'll be Soto. She's on deck. Now the pitch is high again. 2-2. So after she was ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, she comes back and throws 2 balls and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right down the middle. Flag by the third baseman and not able to get it down. That is Solis. Jasmine Solis made a great diving stop at third base, but unable to put the ball on the bag and get the force out. So it's going to be an infield hit for the freshman Blythe. And with 1 out, the bases are loaded. That'll bring up Sophia Soto. Soto playing right field for Agua Fria. And the first pitch is a ball, 1-0. Kinnison Hanford in a circle. There's a ground ball to short. Fires over to first in time, and it was behind the first baseman. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, 3 runs are in, and going over to second base, standing up there easily, is Sophia Soto. So she clears the bases on a hit that should have been an out, but on a throwing error, all 3 runs come across.
She hit her.
And so it is 6-0 in the top half of the first inning. That'll bring up Celeste Martinez. Martinez, a left fielder. She's a sophomore. There is 1 out. She is the 9th person to come to the plate, and the ball missed the line drive out of the glove of the first baseman. So Martinez is safe at first on an error by the first baseman. Soto goes over to third, and now we come back to the top of the order again, and Dami Espinoza, the pitcher. She is the 10th person to come to the plate this top half of the first inning. Ground ball through the hole there at second base. Feeds to get 1. They got the out. And that'll end the inning. 4-3 is the score as far as scoring the play. And at the end of the top of 1, it is 6-0 Agua Fria. We'll come back right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. Tom Bird along with you, along with the rest of our broadcast crew for DSB Live. We get set for the bottom of the first inning. It is 5-0. And it'll be for the Monsoon. Leading off, it'll be Abby Menor. Menor been on the varsity softball team all 3 years of her high school career here at Valley Vista. A junior. Older sister Mariah goes to NAU. Graduated a couple years ago. And so Abby Menor steps in. She's leading off, so right now that grand slam is not there. The running joke is that if Menor gets the grand slam, she has to be on the yearbook staff next year. So, and the young junior steps in. Espinoza in the circle, and the pitch on the way in there for a strike. So 0-1 to Abby Menor, the leadoff hitter for the Monsoon. Abby, one of those players that plays club ball. Count as 1-1. Also played badminton for Valley Vista. Was on the varsity badminton team in the fall. And she would play badminton, and then she'd leave badminton to go to softball practice. High ball 2-1. She'd like to play softball to college level, but not sure where she wants to go. She's got another year to kind of think about that. Espinoza behind in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. And so Menor, with a 3-1 count, has 1 to waste. Here's a windup. Here's a lifted to right left field. And caught the wind, and it's gone. So a home run for Abby Menor. We mentioned to you earlier that with the wind, it's blowing out from home plate all the way out to left center. Guess where that ball went? Left center. So 5-1 the score on a home run by Abby Menor.
Home run!
So that'll bring up Rodriguez. So Brianna Rodriguez will step in. Big USC fan, Brianna Rodriguez. There's a line bunt right down to the pitcher, Spinoza, over to first base. Terrazzo, she made a bad throw and pulled her foot. So Rodriguez is on board with a single. And that'll bring up Kinnison Hansford. Hansford, the pitcher right now. Hansford steps in. High pitch. There goes Rodriguez. There's the throw. And she's safe.
Way to take that.
So here we go. Kinnison Hansford. She's got 2 hits on the year, batting about .500. She's 2 for 4. And apparently, the umpire needs to talk to head coach Brad Trachty. On deck is Bailey Hyde. Bailey Hyde in the cleanup spot. Here's Hensford. Hensford with that high fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 2-2. So 2-2 in the count to Hensford. Espinosa in the windup. Check swing. Ball goes back to the backstop. And Rodriguez moves up to third base. Hansford digging in that right foot, making sure she's got some good traction to swing off of. Nice pitch, foul back. Remains 2-2. Actually, it's 3-2, so it's a full count. So a full count to Kinnison Hansford. Nobody out, 5-1, bottom of the first inning. Owls picked up 5 runs in the first inning. And that should be, they're going to say 3-2, full count. That's what I get from being distracted. So a full count to Kinnison Hansford. Espinosa in the circle, and here she comes. High ball 4, and Hansford is aboard. That'll bring up Bailey Hyde. On deck is Emily Duran. And should she get on, it'll be Brooke Hyde. A little bit of a powwow in the mound by Coach Trachty there. You see him talking with the umpire. Trying to figure it out. 5-0. In case you might have joined us a little bit late, the 1 run for the Monsoon came on a home run by Abby Menor.
All right, here we go, baby. Let's go, baby.
And now Bailey Hyde steps into the batter's box hitting cleanup. Here's Hyde. Espinosa with the run up in a bit. Swung on, lifted into shallow right center field. And hit it out of the park. The wind took it again. So a 3-run home run by Bailey Hyde, and we have a ball game.
Way to go, ladies!
4-5.
So 4-5 the score, and just like that, the wind's still blowing out. It's 4-5. So, well, we mentioned that we might see a few balls hit out of the park today. We've had 2 already in the bottom half of the first. And I don't think we're done yet for either team. So Emily Duran comes up to catch her. First pitch to her is inside, ball 1. Brooke Hyde is on deck, followed by Jasmine Solis. Swung on, miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Duran. He lined up, and here he goes with pitch. Just outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's high, ball 3. 3-1. So 3-1 to Emily Duran. Espinosa into the windup, and here she comes. There's a ground ball into left field, a base hit. And Duran is aboard.
All right, here we go,
That'll bring up Brooke Hyde. So the tying run is aboard. The go-ahead run is at the plate. And Brooke Hyde is able to step in the batter's box. And here we go. High with a lay into center field. And it'll go to the fence. The pinch runner being waved around. Here comes the throw to the plate. She's safe. High going to go to 3, and she's in there. So the pinch runner was number 1, Malia Lacour. As she runs for Duran. Hyde all the way to third. And we'll call it a long double. And then on the throw to the plate, she took third. And by the way, there's no outs. So that brings up Michaela Hickman, the right fielder. So Hickman will step in. First pitch to her is a ball, you saw. Hickman, the ground is low. Off the glove of Espinoza. Hickman going to hustle it to first base and make it. So an error on Espinoza. Hickman is aboard. And the run scores. So Brooke Hyde is in here. So now the Monsoon have a 6-5 lead. Everybody that's come to the plate has scored for the Monsoon. And now you get Jasmine Solis up to the plate. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. Could be 2. There's 1. And not in time for the other. Not even a throw attempted. So 1 out. So Hickman gets thrown out at second. And there's 1 out. So Solis is aboard on a fielder's choice. She's at first base. And now Trinity Hamilton comes up to the plate. Little looper and a flare into right center field. It'll be a base hit. And we're not sure what Solis was thinking on first base. I mean, she's probably waiting for it to clear, but the ball bounced and she was still probably only about 10 feet off the bag before she took off. So now you get the home run hitter And Abby Menor coming back up to the plate for the second time this inning. On a single. Menor with a little infield hit and beat it out. So off the knob of the bat, Menor stretches out a single as the second baseman could not handle the play for Agua Fria. Hamilton is now at second base. Solis is at third. And Menor is at first. So bases loaded. Bases loaded for Rodriguez. Hits a bouncer. It is going to go to the fence. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Here comes the throw. Menor is going to score. And standing at third base with a triple is Brianna Rodriguez. So she's hitting 167 before today's game. She's raised that average a little bit. So on the triple, she clears the bases. It is 1 out. Kinnison Hensford steps up. She's at the pitcher at the moment for the Monsoon. Espinoza there. Here's a shot in left field for a base hit. It's going to go to the fence as well. Hensford's out there. She's going to go. She's trying to stretch it in for a triple. And she's in there. Hansford gets a triple. So back-to-back triples for the Monsoon.
Here we go, baby.
And that'll bring up Bailey Hyde. (10-5) the score in favor of Valley Vista. And a good stop by the catcher for Agua Fria, Michaela Price. Two and 0. So 2 balls, no strikes to Hyde. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Good cut by the young lady. And a great pitch there by Espinoza. 1 out, that came earlier in the inning, but we're still in the bottom half of the first inning. High, ball 3, 3-1. So Espinoza struggling a little bit with the strike zone. And thought about it, ball 4. And Bailey Hyde is aboard with a walk. So runners at the corners for the Monsoon. That brings up Emily Duran. Duran with a high pitch. Hansford will come in to score easily. Over to second goes Hyde on a pass ball. And it's 11-5 favor of the Monsoon. Little flare out into shallow center field. Making the catch over there is the center fielder for Agua Fria. The young lady is Daisy Lopez. So Lopez makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. And but that's the end of the bottom of the inning. So with the score, 11-5 in favor of Valley Vista. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. Tom Bird along with you. We had a Faith Hyde got tagged out at second as she didn't even get back to the base in time with the tag out, so that was the 3rd out there. So now we go to the top half of the 2nd inning. And due up for Agua Fria, as they've already been through the batting order once. Due up for Agua Fria, it's going to be Michaela Price, Alyssa Blythe, and Jasmine Lopez. And if any one of those 3 ladies get on, it'll be Mia Razzo. So Blythe will come in. She plays 3rd base. Actually, Michaela Price plays catcher. And so Price will step in. Her team down 11-5. And she's going to try to get something started.
Oh, you good?
First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Kinnison Hansford on the mound for the Monsoon, or in the circle for the Monsoon. A slow ground ball fielded by the third baseman Solis. In time over to first base for the out. And a nice job there by the first baseman Hamilton. And it's 1 away. So that'll bring up Alyssa Blythe. Blythe's third base, playing third base for the Owls. And the first pitch on the way is a ball. It's 1-0. One 0 pitch on the way, high ball 2-0. Here's the ball lifted. If the wind catches it, it's gone. But no, right there and playing in her left field spot and making the grab is Michaela Hickman. So the Monsoon have a chance to go 1-2-3 in this inning. Pitch on the way is a strike. And Jasmine Lopez, the shortstop, in there for the Owls. As we mentioned, Lopez, a senior, is a ground ball fielded by the shortstop Hyde, and not in time. And Lopez is aboard with an infield hit. That brings up Mia Razzo. Apparently it's Lopez. So Jasmine Lopez is up.
Down there, down there.
And apparently foul ball. So Alyssa Blythe is at first base. And Jasmine Lopez is up to the plate. So Hansford in the circle. Her team up 11-5. And the shortstop, Jasmine Lopez, trying to at least spark a rally right here. She's got a runner on first base. Ball is high. And stealing the base is Blythe. Blythe went to second. And Duran threw a back throw to first base, and Blythe just took off and beat it. Here's Hansford. Pitch on the way high. Up. Right at the numbers, I guess. They called it a strike. So now it's strike three call. And so the first strikeout is recorded in the books. 2 outs. And Mia Razzo steps into the batter's box. 11-5 the score. Valley Vista on top. Agua Fria Owls trying to make something happen. They've got a runner at second base. And their first baseman, Mia Razzo, in the batter's box. She takes the first pitch high, ball one. Next pitch on the way, inside, ball two. Hansford comes into the plate. So here's a little flare out, and it could be trouble. It is. It bounces. So 1 run is in. So Blythe will score. And Razzo gets tagged out at second base for the 3rd out of the inning, but the run counts. So we'll score at 9-3 for out number 3. But Blythe scores, so now the score is 11-6. And that's the end of the top half of the second. We'll come back with more high school softball right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School as we start the bottom half of the second inning. And 2 up for the Monsoon. It'll be Durand, Hyde, and Hickman. And if any one of those ladies get on, it'll be Solis. So Brooke Hyde up to the plate. Pitch on the way, high. Ball one. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Foul ball out of play. There it goes. So 2-1 to count to Brooke Hyde. Hickman and Solis will round out the top. They're the 3 for the bottom half of the second. And if any one of those ladies gets on, Hamilton will make her a plate appearance. There's a little flare going out to shallow right field. And the ball drops. And High going to go for 3. They can probably send her home. She is. Here's the throw, and she is safe. And all the way around on an inside the park home run with a couple of throwing errors goes Brooke Hyde. And it is 12-6. In favor of the Monsoon. And a little meeting of the minds in the circle there. As Michaela Hickman gets set to come up to the plate.
Seriously? She asked me, not you.
And her team leading 12-6. Up by half a dozen runs are the Monsoon. And Espinoza in the circle. Here she comes with the first pitch. Low, ball 1. Price doing a good job behind the plate. She's caught a good game so far tonight. One ball, no strikes to Hickman. A little bit high, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Michaela Hickman. Line drive, fair ball. It's going down the line. Hickman going to go for 2 at least. And they're going to send her to 3. And she's in there with a triple. So Michaela Hickman, the sophomore, gets a triple. And that's 3 triples so far tonight, or this afternoon, for the Monsoon. That brings up Jasmine Solis. Solis, a senior. She reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning, hitting about 200. Got 1 hit on the year in 5 plate appearances. Been with the program for a few years now. Espinoza in the windup, and the first one onto her in the dirt. Hickman at third base. If it's a pass ball, you know she's going to come. She's just out of your screen over there to the left. Just can't see her yet. 1-0 pitch on the way. High, ball 2. Bottom half of the second inning. 12-6 the score in favor of Valley Vista. Both teams trying to find their first win of the season. Valley 0-3, Agua Fria 0-2. In the dirt, ball 3. So 2-0 the count. And that's 3-0. So there's the pass ball, and Hickman scores. So Solis draws the walk. Hickman comes in and scores on the pass ball. That brings up Trinity Hamilton. Hamilton playing first base for the Monsoon. Solis at first base right now as she drew a walk. Here's a pitch from Espinoza. In there for a strike, and it's 0-1. You see the outfield playing straight away. 13-6 the score in favor of the Monsoon, and Espinoza in the windup, and here she comes again. Outside, 1-1. Hamilton steps back into the box. Espinoza in the circle. Here she comes. Inside, ball 2, 2-1. Lopez in center field. Coming in a little bit. Swung on and missed, and now it's 2-2. So Espinoza trying to get her first strikeout of the afternoon. And she's hoping that Hamilton will be the victim. Ground ball up the hole there at short. And Hamilton is aboard. So Lease goes over to second base. Hamilton has a nice base hit single on the left field. And that brings up Mariah Menor. Menor had a home run in the first inning, a single in the second inning. I'm sorry, a single in the first inning as well. So 2 hits in the first inning. Here she is in the bottom of the second inning. No outs. So we got a long game ahead of us. Swung on and missed. Saw that high pitch and said, I'm going to try it for that. And 9 times out of 10, they don't get it. 1-1 to count to Menor, the junior. In the dirt, and it hit her. So she got hit by a pitch. So she's been on board every time she's reached the plate. And that'll bring up Brianna Rodriguez. Rodriguez steps into the box. As bases are loaded, she had this the last time. And here they go. Espinoza high, and a great stop there by Price, the catcher. Michaela Price did a great job going up the ladder to get that ball and save a run. Possibly 2. 1-0 pitch on the way. High, ball 2. So Rodriguez ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. And she steps in. Espinoza trying desperately to get one over the plate here. And here's a shot into left field. And the catch is made by Martinez. And everybody decides to stay where they're at. And there you get the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Kinnison Hansford, the pitcher.
All right, here we go.
Hansford hitting 500 on the year, so the bases are loaded, so she's liking these odds. Here's a little flare pop up to the second baseman there, Blythe, and she makes the catch. And there's the second out of the inning.
Just a solid base hit.
So 2 outs. And Bailey Hyde comes back up to the plate. The 8th person to come to the plate. There's a line drive base hit into left field. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. They're going to wave 3 runs in. There's 3 runs. And going to third base and trying to make it is Brooke Hyde, but she gets tagged out, but all 3 runs count because the out was a tag out, and that ends the inning. So we'll have more coming up at the top of the 3rd inning, coming up right after this.
Hello, I'm Quinn Kellis, Superintendent of the Dysart Unified School District, and this is another Super in 60 Seconds. Today I'm here with Brian Yoder, who oversees our new Dysart Student Broadcasting Live program. They are live streaming events throughout the year to highlight academics, arts, and athletics. And the best part is, it's free for the community to view. Brian, tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Kellis. The beauty in DSB Live is that it is developed and run by our students out here. They are getting great hands-on real-world experience in producing live stream events. Students learn every aspect of the show, including state-of-the-art cameras, TriCasters, they create commercials. We hope that DSB Live allows you to virtually participate in more school events, especially during this pandemic, but also beyond.
Well, thank you so much for all you're doing, and we look forward to watching some of your upcoming programming. This has been another Super in 60 Seconds. We'll see you next week.
Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. And the Monsoon up 13-6 right now. And we get set to go in the top half of the 3rd inning. And it will be Daisy Lopez, Kiera Blythe, and Sophia Soto. And if any one of those 3 ladies get on, it'll be Celeste Martinez. So after a rough first start in the circle, the Monsoon have been able to make some adjustments. And stop the bleeding that they had as they were down 6-0 at the end of 1 inning of play. Or at the end of the first half of the inning, I should say. Well, Daisy Lopez comes in. Lopez, a junior, as we mentioned, the only junior on the team for Agua Fria. Nice ground ball there to short. Hyde with it, fires over to first base in time to Hamilton for the out, and it's 1 away.
There you go, girls. Way to be.
So Kiera Blythe coming in. Blythe, the second baseman. She's a freshman. First pitch on the way at eye level. It's ball one. Ball two. 2-0 the count to the young freshman as she faces the junior in Kinnison Hansford. And there's a shot roped up the middle for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting by the freshman, and she's aboard with a single.
Let's go, ladies! Work hard and together! Here we go!
So now you have Sophia Soto stepping in. Soto, the right fielder for the Owls. Monsoon going to try and turn a double play if they can. And right now, the freshman Blythe right there in the middle. And did they get her out? They did. So a smart play by Emily Duran to go towards the runner, and Blythe had to make a decision. Duran threw it to first, and Blythe took off for second, and a nice throw by Hamilton on a putout, and there's 2 outs. Ground ball past a diving Hyde for a base hit.
Good job.
So Soto on with a base hit. And I'm bringing up Celeste Martinez. Martinez, a left fielder for the Owls, who are down 16-6. Little flare, Hamilton there, makes the catch, and that's 3.
There you go.
So a little pop out to the first baseman, and that's 3 outs. And at the end of 2.5, the score 16-6 in favor of Valley Vista. We'll come back right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. 16-6 the score in favor of the Monsoon. And they're coming up in their bottom half of the 3rd inning. And it should be Durand, Brooke Hyde, and Hickman in that order. And if any one of those ladies get on, it'll be Solis. So Emily Durand will step in. She had a single back in the 1st inning. And then have had the 3rd out back in the 1st inning. And here she is in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Espinoza still in the circle for the Owls. And there's a throwdown on a nice play by Plyce. And so the Monsoon going to try and get some insurance runs and see if they can mercy rule Agua Fria. And the Owls defense trying to see if they can put a stop to that. To continue the game, they're going to have to at least get a run next inning. First pitch on the way, low, ball one. So Espinoza hasn't done too bad in the circle. She really hasn't. But just a couple of fielding errors and some throwing errors, and all of a sudden that score gets up there in a hurry. That one got away from her. 2 balls and no strikes.
All right, here we go, go, let's go.
2-0 pitch on the way. Inside, ball 3, and Duran is looking at 3 balls and no strikes. And if you've played any type of baseball or softball, you know with a 3-0 count, you're going to take the next pitch, meaning you're not going to swing unless you get a green light. She took it and is on board with a walk.
All right, Bricky, here we go, kid.
So that brings up Brooke Hyde. And Brooke Hyde, the freshman. She had a double and an inside the park home run on her first 2 at-bats. Welcome to Valley Vista. And here she goes again. Swung on and fouled back. She's in there to make contact and put the ball in play, and she did a good job so far in her first 2 at-bats. Running at first base, I believe, is Malia LaCour. And there's a shot off the glove of the shortstop, Lopez. And so we're going to rule that an infield hit. And Brooke Hyde is on base with a single. And the runner for Duran is at second base. That brings up Michaela Hickman. Hickman on the way on in there, got a strike. Hickman trying to get in there and get her average up there. Saw that high pitch and just chased it. 1 ball and 1 strike. She had a single back in the first inning, then was cut down while she was going to second base, and she had a triple back in the second inning, and here she is in the bottom of the third. Strike 3 call.
That's all right.
Wow.
All right, here we go.
So Hickman strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. Brings up Jasmine Solis. Solis reached on a fielder's choice and then had a walk in the second inning. And a good cut by the young lady, just fouled down the right field line. 16-6 the score, bottom of the third inning. Mercy rule is 10 runs. But the team that's behind has to have at least 4 at-bats.
Here we go, ladies. Hey, here's my hero. Let's go.
So here's Solis.
You better watch out, Red.
Right on that rise ball.
Come on, Jen.
And it's 1-1. 0-2, excuse me. A little bit of a fly over here, a couple F-16s.
Come on, Jen. Get your song.
In the dirt.
Way to get dirty and get back, kid.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
What is the cheer for a batter?
Runners at first and second for Valley Vista. There's the ground ball back to the pitcher. She'll get the force out at third. Going to try and double him up. No. As Solis beat the throw. So 1-3, actually 1-5 is going to be the put out for out number 2. That sends Hyde to second base. And Solis is at first base on a fielder's choice. And that brings up Trinity Hamilton. Hamilton with a nice bunt down to first base. Espinosa in there in time for the third out of the inning.
That's all right, ladies. Here we go.
And that is the end of the third inning. So with 3 innings in the books, it is 16-6 the score in favor of Valley Vista. We'll come back right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. Tom Bird along with our entire DSB Live student broadcasting crew. Caleb Irwin on the TriCaster taking care of those duties for you. And Hunter is on the scoreboard and got people on the sound. So, yeah, kids are getting a great experience and they're doing a great job. And we hope you appreciate the effort that these young men and women put in. In the meantime, it's time to get back to baseball or softball action. And it's top of the order for the Owls. It'll be Dami Espinoza. Michaela Price and Alyssa Brythe. And Espinoza walked in the first inning and then grounded to short in the second inning. First pitch on the way to her is high, ball 1. Just outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Henderson with the windup, and here's a line ride down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Espinoza going to go for 2. She's going to be in there easy, standing up with a stand-up double. And the person to extend this to at least one more inning, possibly, is on second base. So here we go. So that brings in Michaela Price, the catcher. Price has done a great job behind the plate. A great job behind the plate tonight for the Owls. Espinoza on second base. Trying to get all the way around to home. There's a pitch on the way in there for a strike, and the count is 1-0, or 1-1. 16-6 to score. There's a shot down and then past a diving Solis at third base. And right there, good job getting the ball in to prevent a score is Hickman. And so now there's runners at the corners. And that brings up Alyssa Bryce. Espinoza is at third base. Price at first, and Blythe at the plate. And I would probably argue that head coach Javier Cabrera is going to send Price on the first pitch. There's a ground ball. Foul. So 0-1 the count to Alyssa Blythe. Change up, and she thought about it and then decided not to. In the meantime, Price goes over to second base. So now you have runners at first and second. Kiddes and Hansford in the circle. Swung on, a shot, a base hit up the middle. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. Stopping at second is Blythe. And she's got a double. (16-8) to score.
Let's go, ladies.
That brings up Jasmine Lopez. Lopez, the shortstop. The bat's starting to come alive for the Owls. First pitch in there is a strike, 0-1.
All right, here we go.
Oh, 2 pitch swung on. There's a shot picked up and doubles him up. And that is a great double play.
Good job, Ricky.
So a line drive out. Out number 1. And then you've got 5-4 for out number 2. And the bases are empty for Mia Razzo. Razzo hasn't gotten on base so far this game. First pitch on her, to her is a ball, so now it's 1-0. A ground ball. Foul. That's 1-1. 2 outs. 16-8 to score. We'll see if the Monsoon get 2 runs and make it a 10-run rule if they actually call the game. The wind up in the pitch, fouled away. So a good at bat for Razzo. She's hanging tough in there. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kind of overcast here at the ballpark. Temperature's about 69 degrees. Winds are blowing about 20 miles an hour. And there's a little slow roller fielded by Hamilton. She'll touch the bag, and there's out number 3. So the Monsoon will come up one more time, at least. As they lead 16-8. We'll take one more break and come back with more high school softball right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. The score is 16-8 in favor of the Monsoon. And if the Monsoon can pick up a couple of runs, get some insurance runs, and they can hold a 10-run lead as the Owls get one more at bat, the game will be over. In the meantime, there's work to be done up at the plate for the Monsoon. And head coach Brad Trachty going to see if he can get that started. All right. So a little meeting of the minds on the circle over there, and now all the Lady Owls are set to go back to their perches. And we're ready to play. Abby Menor set to lead it off for the Monsoon. Or Menor hit a home run in the first inning to lead off everything. Got a single in the other part of the first inning and her second at bat, and then was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Here she is. Didn't get it in the fourth. Ball one.
You got this, you got this.
So 1-0 the count to the junior.
There you go.
2-0.
Here you go, girl.
Not sure if Mariah is able to, big sister, able to watch the game up at NAU. Nice changeup, just didn't make the strike zone. Count as 2 balls and a strike. 3-1. Swung on, could be a little pop out, and it is. So Menor flies out to the third baseman, a little pop up.
All right, here we go, two.
That'll bring up Rodriguez. Brianna Rodriguez. First pitch to her is hard. She's going to run. She's going to have to hustle to beat it out. And a nice play by the Owls, and that's out number 2. So after a little bit of a leaky faucet for the Owls, as they were letting balls get through them and making some bad plays and throws, and they've tightened things up a little bit.
All right, here we go, Chuck.
And it's 2 down. That'll bring up Kinnison Hansford. Hansford, a junior. First pitch on the way to her is low.
Here we go.
Ball 1. Inside, ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Hansford. High, ball 3. 3-0. So Espinoza in the circle. High, ball 4.
All right, here we go. Solid hit.
And Hansford draws a walk. That'll bring up Bailey Hyde. Hyde steps in, a junior.
Go, baby.
And
All right,
in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1.
Go, kid.
No balls, 1 strike. to Bailey Hyde. Espinoza in the circle, and here she comes. Pass ball. Hensford will go to second. And 1-1. Here's a fly ball down the left field line and out of play.
Come on, Kate, get it all in. Get it in. Work hard, baby.
That was 1 ball and 2 strikes. Martinez over there shagging that ball out there in left field for Agua Fria.
Let's go, baby.
Pitch on the way, ground ball foul. So Hyde pulling that ball down the left field line. And trying to wait on it just a little bit more.
There you go. Solid hit.
Pitch on the way, ground ball, foul. So she's making good contact with the ball and battling up there at the plate.
Keep working, babe. Let it travel, let's go. Arrow it up.
16-8 to score in favor of Valley Vista. Bottom half of the 4th inning. High, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Monsoon trying to get a 2-out rally going. Gonna try and see if they can get a few insurance runs and get that 10-run rule in effect. They'll pop up. Could be trouble, and it is. It's a foul ball. So the count remains 2-2. And I believe we'll get done. Foul ball out of play. I believe number 13.
Win it, babe, win it. Hey, let's go, 1-2. Adjust. Win it.
Aubrey Espinoza is behind the plate right now for the Owls. There's a shot and could be trouble. Deep to center field, gone. And so Bailey Hyde says, I'm glad to be at Valley Vista, and hits a 2-run bomb. Hansford comes in and scores.
Hey, way to win that, kid.
And it's 18-8 and 2 outs. We mentioned, of course,
All right, keep it going, 2-0. Let's go, kid.
according to our friends at the Weather Channel, it's cloudy and 69, but
She went to go get it.
what's the wind? The wind's about 19 miles an hour. So over the fence it goes as some of my papers fly away from me. And we mentioned we may see a couple of balls hit out, and we've seen 3. So there's that 10-run rule right now. Agua Fria will have a chance to try and add a couple of more in the top of the 5th inning. And if they can do it, we'll play in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
All right, here you go, 2-0. Let's go, girl. Keep it going.
So Espinoza in the circle. Durand up to the plate. First pitch to her is high. Emily Durand playing behind the plate. 2-0. 3-0. A little meeting at the circle for a little bit.
That's 2 in one game, Shotty. Hey, don't get ahead of yourself. You ain't that quick. I know. I think I'm faster than I am.
And looks like they're ready to get back into play.
All right, here we go.
And ball 4. So Durand draws a walk. And I believe they're going to get a pinch runner for her. Are they going to get a pinch runner or are they going to let her run? We'll find out. Looks like they're going to leave her on the base pad. All right. That'll bring up the younger Hyde sister, Brooke Hyde. She singled back in the 3rd inning, homered in the 2nd inning, and doubled in the 1st inning. Now they'll get the pinch runner in and going in to run for Durand is LaCour. There's a shot. Center fielder right there makes the play, and that's out number 3.
Good hit, though.
But the damage is done, and if the Monsoon can hang on and put 3 outs in the book and allow no runs, the game will be over. We'll find out when we come back right after this.
Hello, I'm Quinn Kellis, Superintendent of the Dysart Unified School District, and this is another Super in 60 Seconds. Today I'm here with Brian Yoder, who oversees our new Dysart Student Broadcasting Live program. They are live streaming events throughout the year to highlight academics, arts, and athletics. And the best part is, it's free for the community to view. Brian, tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Kellis. The beauty in DSB Live is that it is developed and run by our students out here. They are getting great hands-on real-world experience in producing live stream events. Students learn every aspect of the show, including state-of-the-art cameras, TriCasters, they create commercials. We hope that DSB Live allows you to virtually participate in more school events, especially during this pandemic, but also beyond.
Well, thank you so much for all you're doing, and we look forward to watching some of your upcoming programming. This has been another Super in 60 Seconds. We'll see you next week.
Welcome back to Valley Vista High School as we get set to go to the top half of the 5th inning. The score is 18-8 in favor of Valley Vista. And how this works is this. Should the Monsoon be able to prevent Agua Fria from scoring a run this inning, the game will be over as what they call the mercy rule. If the Owls get some runs across, we'll play in the bottom half of the 5th inning. In the bottom half of the 5th inning, if the Monsoon gets a 10-run lead, I believe that is the game. But the game's got to be played, so we'll see what happens. Hope you're enjoying us. We're enjoying you and looking forward to it. And leading off for the Lady Owls, it will be number 2, Daisy Lopez. The bottom of the order for Agua Fria, Lopez, Blythe, and Soto. And then Martinez, if any one of them get on. First pitch on the way is high, ball 1. Lopez popped out to the pitcher back in the 1st inning and then grounded to short in the 3rd inning. And here she is in the top of the 5th. There's a fly ball going out to left field.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And making the play is a left fielder, Michaela Hickman. And a nice play by Hickman. And it's 1 away. So that'll bring up Kiara Blythe. Blythe, the second baseman for the Owls. Swung on. Kind of just right over there to the right side there. So Kiera Blythe. Pitch on the way, low, ball 1-0. Or it's 1-1, excuse me. Hansford has done a great job since she's come into relief. There's a ground ball, flagged down by Solis at first. At third and over to first in time for the out. 2 away. That'll bring up Sophia Soto. Actually, a correction. That's going to bring up Aubrey Espinoza, the senior. So Espinoza batting for Soto. First pitch on her is high. Ball 1. One-0 pitch on the way from Hansford. High, swung on and missed. Espinoza chased that high-rise ball because she could see it and couldn't make contact with it. So the count's 1-1. There's a ground ball into left field for a base hit. And the Owls are still alive. So Soto gets a single. That'll bring up Celeste Martinez. Martinez, the left fielder for the Lady Owls of Agua Fria High School. And trying to maybe extend this inning by at least getting on base. First pitch is high, ball 1. Head coach Trachty wanting to make sure that his pitcher just remains calm and easy in the circle. There's a good swing and a good pitch, strike 2. So here we go. Martinez in the box. Hansford in the circle. Here it is. Good cut, staying in there.
Now, here we go. Keep working, ladies.
1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 pitch. Swung on, strike 3. And the batter's out. And that's the ball game with this final score. 18-8 in favor of Valley Vista. They take home their first win. And a great job done by all the ladies. Thanks for spending your time with us. Next week, we've got boys volleyball and baseball for you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Good job, ladies.
Bye-bye, everybody.